So we've been in the house for, we've had the keys for a week. So Robin, what are you up to today?
I'm going to start by making a fire.
Okay.
First of all, put a dangerously hot thing in the doorway of your studio. Fill it with paper and bits and pieces and a bit of wood.
Yeah.
Light it. Stand back. Then continue making a compost toilet for usage within the house.
Very nice, thank you very much. Okay, so the last time you saw this room, there was a door and a wall. Look now. Da, 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 da. So we decided that actually it would be the best thing to take out this wall. And when we make a huge opening here, it's going to be much, much lighter. And it's really nice just to have all of this space. And I think Heidi will be happy like that. So we got rid of loads of the rubbish, and it was really good fun bashing the wall down with different hammers. And all the bits of wood and all the old plaster. And the only thing we have to deal with now, this post could probably come out because it's not supporting at all and it does kind of swivel in position. But I think we may keep it. This hole goes down to very old, slightly rotten floorboards, but there's different heights, so we're going to have to kind of do some clever boxing or something and have a miniature step. And down there isn't so much of a difference, it's a very wonky house. But that'll be fine, that'll be fine. So this morning I'm going to tackle taking off these windows. And on the other side there is a very chunky shutter. So yeah, I'm going to take off this shutter as well. Robin wants to reuse them possibly in his studio space. And I'm going to cut off this part of the frame here. And then I'm going to cut the bottom part of the frame off. And then I'm going to work down to make a door opening. And I'll probably even come wider here. Because we cut a wider piece of wood for our door. We had it pre-cut yesterday in the shop, and that's just so that she can get as much light in as possible from this space. Yeah, I got one off, so that old hinge is now free. Okay, the orange jacket man has stopped, but he's doing la chasse, which is, you know, going hunting and shooting. And all the dogs are barking. He's just stopped, he was running down the hill a second ago. But it's Sunday morning and that's what they do around here. So Robin helped me with the last screw and off it came. Seriously heavy, no wonder it had 4 sets of hinges. They've hardly got any thread on them, so some of them are just spin, spin, spin and nothing happens. Very, very old screws. Is it coming? Yeah, we don't have great tools, do we? Time for a little break. Change of tool, ready for bashing. I'm using my trusty saw to cut down the sides and then knocking through. Okay, so this is what I've found so far, breaking the wall up. So that piece down there was the top piece, the pretty piece that was sitting on top. And then this piece here was kind of underneath it, like a sub-sill, which I took off. There's some nails in the middle. And then absolutely no insulation. Just a gap between the inner and the outer walls. This side's slats with, it's not plasterboard, it's the traditional way they used to do it. And then on the other side you can see it poking through. And then you can see here, this is the original outer wall, where they've got this weird mesh stuff to hold the wall together. So I might have to do something tricky with a hacksaw or something later to make sure it comes off, but I might find it comes in strips so I can just pull it off a convenient strip, but I don't think it's going to be a pretty edge, so I might just have to make it look lovely afterwards and just have a good old bash and get the hole done. I've just made a saw cut just here, and I've made one at the other end there. And then it's as simple as just grabbing and yanking it off. And then I just keep on going and I keep bashing until all the plasters off. And this is the easy side, the other side is the bit with the metal, so I'll do the hard side afterwards. So Heidi did all this prep. We're making potato farls, aren't we, Heidi? How's the compost loo creation going? Is it working?
Yeah, but there's a difference between the opening of the bucket
Yeah.
and the opening of the Lucy.
Can you hear the bells? It's 12 o'clock. So I've separated out my wood from my wallpaper and my bits and bobs. Plaster. It's all down on this side, and I found there's a big beam at the bottom which is separating the main bedroom from the hallway, so that's obviously going to have to stay, and we'll have to put a kind of step that you'll have to just come over to get into this room. So I had to break the tiles here and here. So I found some nails on the other side and I just kind of poked them through, so that will break up the plaster a bit. And then Robin suggested using the ruler and a knife to score the plaster from this side to help with making it a cleaner break. So I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I'm kind of through. I've got this weird metal stuff. I'm just trying to work out if there's a kind of repeated shape or size because I'm having trouble with the far end. So you can see my score line all the way down to the floor, but this metal stuff seems to overlap. But I've got, I think that's a metal edge here, so I'm hoping that will help me with the breaking process. So I want to try and keep this as clean as possible because so far I haven't had much luck there. But the other side is a little bit better. It's difficult because you're being really quite violent with the hammering and everything, but then you're trying to keep a nice crisp edge very nearby. It's tricky. How are you doing, Heidi?
I have potato ham.
Wow. Have you done all the pancakey things?
Yeah.
Good. So what's the next step? Frying?
Yeah.
Potato files, here we come. Time for a bit of tidying up. You can see the beam that goes across there, and if you look closely, that little nook is where the central post came up and strengthened that bit of wall. So here goes. Mask on, off we go.